So, hi, I'm Tom Evans, and having the second conversation with Fawn Christensen and with the Council of the Light through the intermediary that we know as David. Hi, Fawn. Hi, David. Hi, councillors.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome.
So, we're trying a new technology this week. We're trying Zoom rather than Skype to see the audio quality and video quality slightly better. We've both got our nice USB microphones plugged in, so we'd like your feedback on this. And this week, we're going to do something special because we posted last week's video in the Just for Today forum to see what would happen on Facebook, and we got some questions. And so this week's a pure experiment. We're going to ask the questions. They're both from a couple of Lindas, so there's a nice synchronicity there. And let's see what light or insight comes back from it. Now, I'm sure some of these questions are pretty universal. They're going to apply to a lot of people. So I'm going to ask them in reverse order. Linda Lee Purvis said, thank you both for this opportunity. I have a question for Fawn Christensen, if I may. And she talks about how her road is so rich and textured with diverse delight. She meditates daily, which is great, and is open to insights. But right now, there's a bit of a break in her work, limited enrollments in classes, increased last-minute cancellations, reduced private bookings. And she's just kind of curious about this. Is it an issue? Is it something she's done? Or maybe there's a message in there, some insight, or maybe some signs that things are changing, and that's okay. So I wonder what the council and David might say to that.
Thank you. We love to be in exchange in this way with you, Linda. We so appreciate you coming forward. And the first thing that we want to say is what a delight you are in your alignment with this question, because you really are coming with a curiosity and an openness to be listening to what this is about. And we say this because we really are wanting you to acknowledge how much you really are trusting already from the inside. This sense of, even though it's shifting right now with the quote amount of clients, it is about your own evolution, simply being given a little more space for the integration of all of the wisdom, all of the joy, and that sparkle that you bring to your clients. There's a sense, Linda, if you will, that right now you're getting a bit polished, if you will, in your development of listening to your own wisdom, to your own process, and what is needed there. So with your question, what we want to reflect to you is this sense of truly letting your alignment happen, truly trusting in the process, that there's nothing to look at less than. In fact, this is a real validation of how thoroughly prosperous you are moving into your entire vibration. So with that, we want to simply encourage you to trust this bit of time that is being given to you in your own process, and really let yourself enjoy it, because it is preparing you for what's to come.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. So let's not debate that or discuss that. We're just going to let that percolate into Linda's consciousness, and it'd be great if she can come back in the forum and let us know if that makes sense. Let's move on to Linda Urshell's question, which is quite short but very pertinent. I'm sure, again, will resonate with a lot of people. And her question is, how can she be healed of the many frustrating health problems that are preventing her from living her best life?
Well, if where we want to go initially, Linda, is at the beginning and the end of that sentence. How can you live your best life? Truly, that is the question. And not to diminish, not to dismiss in any way that emotion of frustration or the years of trial and error that you have felt. We do see that in your alignment. And why we are going to the beginning and the end of your question so directly is because this is about giving yourself your best life. Let us say it this way. When you focus on the frustration, what happens is the alignment with your own life essence, with this golden flow that can be received, goes truly outside of your own physical body. And then there is this sense of feeling lost, of not knowing where you're grounded. So we are asking you, in those moments when it moves into frustration, even despair, we can see that. We encourage you, as we have written down and really walked through others, to let the energy of that move through you. You don't have to keep giving it attention and letting it stay in you and amplify. We are encouraging you to let it have its own expression and let it move through you. And as those emotions begin to move, have their expression, and move out, that is literally making more room, more space within your physicality, within your energetic body, to open up and receive the golden flow. You see, you are an amazing container for this golden flow. You have this capacity to expand and receive quite easily. And what we will call it your soul, is wanting to get your attention is for you to acknowledge that within yourself and to trust it more and more, so that you are doing those things, you are having those thoughts that let you keep receiving the golden flow, and keep allowing, when other vibrations, emotions arise, to not judge them, not label them, not judge yourself, but to simply let them have their expression and let them keep moving through and out as you keep receiving in the golden flow. And you can direct that golden flow then to those areas that are asking for it, that are literally asking to simply be acknowledged and to feel the unconditional love and to receive the golden flow. And your capacity to do this is exponential, Linda. Yes, that is right. We thank you very much for asking the question and allowing the receiving that you are getting now. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Well, a third question has come in, not via the forum, but via me. And I must let the people who are watching this video know that Fawn approached me a few months back to help her write a book on the power of gentleness, which we've made some great progress on. It's all mapped out, and some of the chapters have channeled in already. And then all of a sudden, she surprised me with a whole new font of writing, all about this golden flow. Now, my intuition and guidance is that Fawn will publish both of these books, The Power of Gentleness, and which is a smart way to be, being gentle in the world being gentle back to you, and also write this book, The Golden Flow. So I want to direct this question in two directions. One, to the watchers of this video, to say which book they'd like to come out first, because then we can produce that book first, and also whether the council and David have any view on it too.
Well, we are seeing, Tom, that you have great clarity already about the sequence of this. And we, of course, are in agreement because you are receiving exactly what's been coming through. And that is that the golden flow can come first so that people are given the tangible, if you will, the container, the methodology. That is what will begin this whole receptivity to the power of gentleness. Because the power of gentleness being received in the world first is like somebody walking silent in the forest, right? Who's really listening? So with the golden flow, it's letting Fawn as a container, because of course Fawn has her own beliefs, her own thinking in what she wants, what's important to her. And she is trusting how this guidance that we are giving her, that's coming through her, to give this methodology of the golden flow and allow that to be, quote, what breaks the wave and lets the set from the ocean start to roll into shore, so that those who are ready for the ride of their lifetime can catch on the waves.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for that. Well, that might have been a bit of a prequel to the answer that we might get from other people. So it sounds like the golden flow is the door opener.
It does.
Like the power of gentleness and that sort of stuff. But it'd be great to get corroboration from people watching this video. Now we'll speak again in 2 weeks' time. So in the meantime, anyone else got some questions, do post them underneath this video in the Just for Today forum, and we'll make sure that we get the answers back. So thank you, Fawn, thank you, David, and thank you to the Council of Light.
Our delight, indeed.